might be very suitable then. What is the deadline for submitting a talk?
Thank you for your time. I'm very happy that we can announce the Utrecht Haskell compiler. Probably some of you, or most of you, formally or informally know that we have been busy for quite some while working on a Haskell compiler, though under a different name, the Essential Haskell compiler. Actually, we've been busy for quite some time. I think I did start some 5, 6, 7 years ago. When we changed name, developed, was used for student work, it was used for trying to write papers, it was used to make and do research, etc. So it's already there for quite some time. And although if you would look at the logs of the SCN archive, you would see that I've submitted a fair amount of source code. I actually am not alone responsible for this whole affair. Many more people are guilty, and actually the whole thing did not even start when I did start it, because I started with stuff Dijkstra had already been made. And actually it is starting a little bit further, because Dijkstra has been working on attribute grammars already for a long time. And at some point he thought, well, I can make an attribute grammar system in Haskell, and it should be very small and very easy, because we can just piggyback on the laziness of Haskell. Well, he did. Then we had our first Haskell-based attribute grammar system, and he also thought that it would be possible to write a Haskell compiler with the attribute grammar system. Well, the Haskell compiler is there now, but we did start with just a very small compiler, which was then used for teaching purposes, for experimentation. It gradually evolved over time. I started working on it. I took it over from somebody else even. And at some point, Dijkstra thought it to be a good idea to also use the attribute grammar and the stuff I have made at that time in the context of AFP 4 or 5 years ago. At that time I was kind of puzzled how things could and should be explained. So what I did do at that time was design the compiler in such a way that everything could be explained stepwise and aspect-wise. So this is one of the things we are also very proud of, that we actually can say that it's not only a Haskell compiler, which we do have now, but it can also be used for experimentation. It has been organized as good as possible, as beautiful as possible. So I'm not alone here standing here, Dijkstra is also standing here. And now we're on the topic of it. Fokker joined, and he's working on the back end. Arin Middelkoop joined, he is not here. He tried to be here, but he did miss his bus. And he's currently working on automating type system generation out of type rules, something we also did play with and experiment with. There are a couple of students who thought that it would be a good idea to play an experiment with a Haskell compiler, so they also fell for it, and they're partaking now. There are also
Tom in particular who's still here.
Tom here. Jeroen is not here currently. There have been others in the past who did participate and made stuff we are still using now. And of course there are students who thought, well, this is too complicated, too much for us, and they did not partake. Of course we regret this. But it also points to that is something, though we have been working on it fairly isolated, we've kept it low, hush in some way, because we just wanted to make everything right before there would be a first release. And of course, as any compiler, it's not finished. And of course, we probably will not be able to do this on our own. So we invite all of you, students, those who are here, to participate or contribute in any way they see fit, even if it's only just for making the compiler run on a particular platform. So look at the wiki site, read, install, etc., play with it, and let us know what you think about it. If you don't want to write now, if you don't want to copy, I've made some paper copies of the announcement. I will just put them here. You can take a copy, you can even ask us for a signature. I'm sure it will be more in 10 years from now, when there will be a next generation eBay written by Tuple sponsoring this, of course written in UHC, which will then be of course very fast and create very fast code. So make sure you get our signature. For now, because we are happy, we want to celebrate it with you with the typical Utrecht suite with the Dom Tower. They are called Domtorentjes, which means just little Dom Towers. Just take one, enjoy it, have a cup of tea.
And download.
And download. We will be here for the rest of the afternoon. I will go have dinner together with all of you. And if you have questions and whatever, just ask you and ask me. Submit bug reports, etc.
Can we Cabal install it already?
Sorry, can we?
Cabal install it already?
No, that will be the next release.
So what does it support?
Currently it supports Haskell 98 minus a couple of things like defaulting rules. I doubt we will ever implement N+K patterns. There is additional stuff like higher rank types, existentials. We've been playing with local instances. So there is a lot of experimental stuff, and the attempt was to have it ready to be Haskell 98 for this release, but I did not make it fully and completely. So it's kind of the first release, and my guess is that the next one will be Haskell 98 at least. So yeah.
And how many big things have you tested it on? I mean, is it sort of, for small things?
I think the current library set is 90 libraries, 90 library modules. I've taken them all from the UHC distribution and copied and pasted, and did have to remove only little bits of things which were really have to wait until the next round.
Haven't you tested all the interaction effects though?
No.
In all these 90 libraries?
But it compiles. There are some basic tests which run. So let's say that every day I have more trust in it, and I think it's becoming more trustworthy. The bugs become more obscure. Let's define it.
Can you use its own dog food?
Sorry?
Yeah, can you use its own dog food?
No, not yet.
No, okay.
For example, there are currently no there are multi-parameter type classes, but there are no functional dependencies, and many libraries need that. So there is still a lot of things to do before it's a full Haskell prime compiler, let's say it that way.
I think, congratulations.